So yes, like you say, we've had a very sharp decline in the lira. A lot of it has been pinned on the spat with the US over the arrest of this US pastor and Turkey's refusal to release him. But of course, a lot of Turkey's problems predate that. Very high inflation, slowing economic growth, and a reluctance of the central bank to hike rates.
Well, quite, that's an absolutely critical point, isn't it? Why hasn't the Turkish central bank raised rates?
So there's a perception that they're not truly independent, albeit the Turkish government are saying, yes, they're free to do what they want. But they did raise rates before the elections, and since the election, they've seemingly just held firm and been reluctant to do anything at all. We've gotten to the stage now where it's not even clear that they could raise rates high enough to stop the rout.
Well, quite. So if they raise now, it would be too little too late then?
So at the moment, the market's actually already pricing around 750 basis points of hikes in the short term. And it's very difficult for them to do more than that to really get ahead of the market. But they can use other tools. I mean, they announced some measures today. They could try and squeeze offshore funding rather than try and affect the repo rate directly.
So the interesting thing is, today there appears to be a lot more talk about contagion. We've seen a big sell-off in other emerging market currencies, the South African rand, the Mexican peso. Is that justified?
It's hard to justify it based on fundamentals alone. A lot of Turkey's problems are very Turkey-specific. And in fact, you mentioned the South African rand. We saw a huge overnight move in very thin liquidity in Asia, and almost all of that has reversed.